Hello folks, this is Steve AB for you. It's 1:29 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the 9th of May 2024. An hour and a half ago, I was on my other computer in the process of publishing my daily video. And I got to the point where I was pardon me, adding a comment, and it just kept doing this. Now, I'm not promoting anything, I'm not recommending anything. My ISP is Spectrum. At least, usually like once a month, sometime after midnight, they have to go around to all their outposts and flip all the switches to reset all the equipment in their local substations. Usually it only takes about the interruptions anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. And the way Spectrum has become is that whenever there's a service outage, even for 30 seconds, I get an SMS message on my flip phone. But as I was sitting here waiting for it to come back, it occurred to me that I hadn't received a message from them. You know, the way it is that they will send me an SMS and send me an email. So like the next day when I go and look at my email, there's also a message there. They tell me that there's a service interruption, and then they send me another one when it's back on. This is a new policy in the last year. This is just a flip phone. It's a $35 phone. That's all I need. So after a while, when it was taking too long, I go in there and I go, I'm going to call Spectrum. All right, we're ready to call them. Connecting. There's no dial, there's no tone or anything. There's no sound. Connecting. The cell tower is 1/2 mile that way. If there were no trees, it would be line of sight. You could see it from here. They don't seem to be answering. My phone still says connecting. Call ended. Okay, maybe Spectrum's not answering. So one of the things I do is like my pharmacy. They'll answer any time of the day or night, but they'll just say they're closed. It says it's connecting. It says it's connecting. Actually, whenever I'm out someplace and I'm unsure if I have good enough for a cell tower, I do stuff like this. I just, because it's a recorded message that answers, and if they answer, I can look at the signal strength. A few minutes ago, when I tried to do this, I also got a message that says you have to be connected to somebody in order to make a call. A message actually came up and said the phone told me I have to be connected to somebody to make a call, meaning there has to be a cell signal. Oh, wait a minute, what does this say here? Let's refresh it. Site can't be reached. Server IP address cannot be found. Checking the connection, try checking the connection to the firewall, the DNS configuration, run Windows Network Diagnostics. All right, So let's try Firefox. They do it differently. You can't see it. I don't think I can make it. No, I can't make it bigger. You must log into this network before you can access the internet. Open the network login page. It's connecting to my router to the WAN modem from Spectrum. I'm not promoting Spectrum. I'm telling you what's happening right now, and has been happening since midnight, and it's 1:34 a.m. Unable to connect to internet, please contact your service provider, Spectrum, or try again later. But I tried calling Spectrum. Now, let me tell you how they are when you call. Can you say in a few words what your problem is? I say, no internet. And they go, oh, let me look that area, because they've already verified that I'm calling about the account for this number. And they say, oh, yes, we have a service interruption. They're working on it. I can't even call them. So let's think about this. Let me open the Brave browser. Do you think that cell tower that's a half-mile away has got a wired cable to some central thing for the phone company? Or do you think they're also using the internet backbone? See? Brave browser is trying to load. It's really just another Chrome. Oh, look at what it did. It's smart enough to say there's no WAN connection because it actually asked through my router what's going on. And the router says the WAN modem is not connected to anything. If I went in there, there would be a blinking white light instead of a blinking green light. So let's think about what's going on. If I lose my internet connection, but I can call Spectrum normally, and they say, yes, there's an interruption in your service area, that means that the actual cloud that is the backbone of the internet is there and working. The cell tower's working. Its connection by way of the big cloud is working. They can call Spectrum. Spectrum will answer, even though Spectrum is not servicing me through the same cloud locally for an internet connection. But what does it mean when both are down? I'm looking at the sky. It's dark, so it isn't a Russian nuclear attack yet. One of my things is trying to brag. Browser extensions. Do you follow what I'm saying? So the news tomorrow is going to be there was a major high in the sky outage. I hope it isn't interfering with like NORAD or whatever, however it is that we defend against like the Russians trying to nuke us. Maybe it's confined to Randolph County, but I doubt it. Randolph County, North Carolina, that's where I am. Okay, you see why I'm making this video? This is very unusual. Something that's a part of the higher level. It's like, I just read an article today that, you know, about a month ago, the Houthis intentionally ripped out several intercontinental undersea internet cables. And the way it's working out is that they've got contracts and agreements with parties to fix 2 of them, but the Houthis are saying, no, we're not going to let you fix the 3rd one. Something like that somewhere has happened. Okay? I don't mean necessarily as an act of war. I'm using that as an example you probably heard of. Those cables that go through the Gulf of Aden up through there, through under the Suez Canal, that's right, are major multiple connections between India and Southeast Asia and Europe and the east coast of Africa to Europe. And there's been a service problem because several of the many cables have been destroyed and need to be fixed. Something like that is happening here and now, that both my Spectrum and my $35 flip phone both are not working. So it's something that they both use that's down. And I don't ever remember that happening before. So I'm just going to pause and I'll make a short addendum whenever it is these clowns decide to get their act together and give me what I'm paying for. Steve A. before you, going on pause. Oh, this is addendum number 1. Why is it number 1? All right, so if I reload this, YouTube has their own. Retry, nothing, right? Here's my flip phone. Contacts. Let me call my pharmacy.
Thank you for calling Prevo Drug. We are currently closed, but still accepting refill requests. If you are calling...
I'm not promoting my pharmacy. Now they answer, which means that my cell phone can connect to the cell tower a half mile that way. So whatever happened, they have been reconnected to the big backbone in the sky. They've resolved it. But Spectrum hasn't. It's 2:38 a.m. on the 9th of May, 2024. I haven't been trying all the time. I just went and slept a little bit. What else can you do? I don't own a television. Why would I watch that stuff? YouTube! Okay. This is addendum number 1. Will there only be an addendum number 2 when Spectrum gets back on? Oh, wait a minute. Let me call Spectrum. Because I told you that they normally send an SMS saying there's an outage. Let's see if they're answering.
Welcome to Spectrum. This call may be recorded for quality and security purposes. Más que 5. Are you calling about the account associated with...
Yes.
Sorry, I still didn't understand. If you're calling about an account for the number I just read, press 1. If it's for another account...
I pressed 1.
Great. I'm pulling up your information.
They're pulling up my information.
In a few words, please tell me what you're calling about.
No internet. No internet.
Okay. Issues with your internet service. I'm not seeing an internet outage in your area. Almost done. I'm just checking your equipment. Which of these options best describes your issue? Intermittent internet, slow internet, no internet connection at all, streaming video, modem activation, or say, it's a different issue.
No internet at all for more than an hour.
You'll need to reboot your modem manually. I can walk you through the steps. Would you like to do that?
No, I know how to do it. Thank you very much. Okay, they say I have to reboot my modem. So let's pause. Okay, this is the last one. It's only a few minutes later. So I went into the other room and I pulled the power plug out and I counted to 25, 30, and then I plugged it back in and the light went da, 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 and then it came up all blue. So I came back in here and now I'm not going to log into my router, but I logged into my router and now my router said check mark for internet. So then I restarted the browser altogether and I got my stuff. Is it unusual for a WAN modem that goes offline for a really long time to basically go into a mode where it wouldn't recognize that the signal is back? Yes, I've had it happen before. So the advice I was given about rebooting your modem is because sometimes when the modem is offline long enough, it just goes, I give up, even when the signal finally comes back. Don't disturb me. The key here is when I got my cell phone signal back and ability to actually connect using that tower is approximately when this actually restarted. So the thing will be, look for the news to see what happened. If I can find out what went on, I'll make a separate video, because it'll probably be an interesting something to learn about. Steve AB4L. No, I don't own a television. I have YouTube. Saying see you at 73.